Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Blessed Paula Show. In this channel, you will be encouraged, you will be inspired, and most importantly, we will learn together because you know what? We are better together. Kindly subscribe to this channel, like the video, and leave a sweet comment. Today, I want us to talk about a set group of people that not so many people talk about. And this is fatherhood, our men, boy child, kings, and all those names that we give to them. You know, there's a way God gave us to express our emotions. And this was given to all of them, not a specific gender. Like God didn't say that a girl should cry, but there is that way that God gave us and ordained for us to express our emotions, and that is through crying. But how many times do we understand when boy child is crying? How many times do we understand them? Take a scenario whereby a grown-up man is crying beside the road. What do? We make a joke over it. We start laughing. We start making jokes. We start thinking that, talking funny stories. Look at this grown-up crying. But we actually don't want to understand what they could be going through. Take the same scenario and it is a woman who is crying beside the road. Regardless to the age, we will pass by, comfort that woman. May it be a girl, a grown-up woman, will comfort them. You will give them a shoulder to cry on, but not men. My viewers, I want to tell us that these men go through the same emotional torture and whatever we go through as women. It is the same thing that our men go through, and maybe worse. In our society, when a woman beats the wife, when the wife beats the man, we always make a joke of it, and sometimes we even associate it with a certain society, a community of people. But it's not the case. You know, our men go through so much silently because the society has not embraced them. The society doesn't understand them. So, like, we start wanting a boy to behave, a 3-year-old boy to behave like a fully grown man, because even for 40, when these boys are using their 40s when they're young, we don't expect them to be, to grow. We don't give them that space to grow so much like we would for the girls. Because I don't know, we want these boys to be born when they are fully grown, or I actually don't know what to say, because we expect so much from men, yet we don't give them that space for their growth. And that's why these sons of ours, when they are beaten up by girls in school, we don't understand them. Yet they are being humiliated by these young girls and intimidated at the same time because they have no one to listen to. So our children, our boy child grows with a lot of fear because they do not know how to retaliate, because these things are coming from women, and women are perceived as weaker vessels, and men are perceived otherwise. So we've set the bar so high in a way that we don't want to give our men room to express themselves, to grow in faces just like the women. So, my dear viewers, this is a cry I'm making to all men out there. Let's give them a space. Let's respect these men. You know, fatherhood is, it's a high calling, a very high calling. It is a space that we need to respect. Most men don't know who to express their emotions to because no one is ready. As a matter of fact, we expect men to have all answers. When they are laid off in their places of work, we want them to behave in a different way than you when you lose your job. We don't want to see them sometimes break. Yet, as women break every other time, we do not want to see our men seated to, to figure out what they want to do next. Because we are pushing them out of the house to go and do something, like immediately. I think this is a wake-up call to all women. Let us understand our men. They go through the same phases we go through. And they have no one to listen to them. They come home and say they do not have money. But because of how we have been brought up, a man should have money 24/7. Is that the case? We are pushing them to go and steal. We are pushing them to go and involve themselves to some funny businesses because they need to bring something home. Fathers, as we give you that space, we also expect you to be man enough, to be people. And something I want people to understand is that being a man enough doesn't mean that you should be rated by how many cars you have, how many acres of land you have, how wealthy you are, so to say, but a man of dignity, a man that your children can call a father, a man that your children can regard, a present father, but not a passive father. There are those fathers who are just there, not doing so much. The only good thing, the only thing that your child has ever seen you doing is to read a newspaper and the telecast. They can't remember when you last helped them in the kitchen. They can't remember when you last helped them in anything in that home, even fixing the beds and all that. Nothing. All they can remember is seeing you seated when you come out from work. And that is why men are losing it. Men, I would request you by the mercies of God to have dignity. Your name is carried by many people. Women carry your names. Your children carry your names. The, you know, the land, the title deeds, and all what we have carries your name. So you can only carry your name with a lot of dignity because your people are looking up to you. There's so many children out there. Your sons are crying out there because they have absent fathers. I remember a true story of a son who had that busy but doing nothing father. So he decided, my father has not talked to us for the last 6 months, and we are staying in the same house. My father doesn't have time for me. And anytime my father talks to us, he's just quarreling. He's a busy but doing nothing further. So I went to the boy went to the mother, and the mother did not give the satisfying answer that that boy was looking for. Actually, this boy was only looking for the attention of the father. So he decided to do the worst. He went somewhere and bought a pack of marijuana. So he came with it to school, and instead of hiding it, because he had nothing to do with marijuana, he just was looking for an attention. So he kept the marijuana up on top of the locker, something that you never expected. So the class teacher took the boy to the principal, and the boy was asked, "Why have you to do this?" So the boy didn't accept to talk. So they sent for the parents, and the boy didn't talk. So the mother decided to bring a counselor, someone to talk to this boy. And when he brought that person, the boy decided to open up. And you know what the boy said? They asked him, "Who does this? When you have marijuana, you hide. Why did you decide to just keep it on top of your locker? Is it that you forgot, or what actually do you want?" So the boy opened up and said that, "I was actually seeking for the attention of my father, because I knew once my father learns that I have this kind of behavior in school, he'll kill me, he'll beat me up. And that is the beating that I was yearning for, because I want that connection with my father." So you know, that guy, that counselor was just there, and he was like, "Oh my God." So did it work? So the guy was like, "No, it didn't work." "So what did you do next?" So the boy said, "I took the letter that I was, that letter that I was terminated. It's not termination. It was expansion. He was expelled from school. The boy was expelled from the school. So that is the letter that he took to the father. Because you remember, my viewers, that now the marijuana thing didn't work quite okay as the boy expected. The dad did talk. So now he took this letter to the father. He found the father very busy doing nothing at the sitting place. And he said, "Daddy, this is the letter that I've been given from school. I've been expelled from school." So the boy expected the daddy to stop whatever he was doing and talk to him. But the father, being that busy man doing nothing, he told him, "Call your mother." And when the mother came, he was told, "Look at your son. Can you just go away with him?" And he banged the door behind them. That was that communication, my viewers. Was in that now taking the boy too far? So those are some experiences that our sons are going through in the hands of their father. I'm talking to the fathers this day. How often do you talk to your boy child? How often do you talk to your son? When was the last time you took time to go out with your son? Not not even for an expensive outing, but just have a cup of tea with your son outside your place. Even taking your son to up country, or even taking him to outside the setup of home. You know, when was the last time you did that? We are losing it as fathers. And to you fathers who have kids, who have sons that you've sad with, women that you no longer talk to, I request you by the mercies of God, instead of waiting for a curse to befall you, it is very important to call your son through the assistance of the mother and befriend your son. I am not saying you start staying with that lady that you don't work, you don't want. You are not compatible and nothing is changing that. But can't you just call your son, your daughter, and talk to them? Because they can't listen to another voice. They can't listen to the voice of another father. You are the father. They want to hear your voice. They want the affirmation that I am your father. And anytime you need me to talk to you, this is my number. You can always call me. Where are those fathers? But the last time you saw your own child, you don't even know. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe not at any one time. You knew your wife, you knew your girlfriend was pregnant. But how did you behave? You went away. You changed your numbers and proceeded with other girls. Fathers, nothing will change you from being a father. Once a father, always a father. Please look for your children. They are crying out there. And when we meet with them, we are not giving them the best advice. All we are telling them is to join bad companies because we don't care. Fathers, the society doesn't care about your child. Find time. Get to know where your child is. Do a visit. Make some connection with your child, and God will bless you. You can't just be seated somewhere knowing that you have a child and you don't care. Some men are funny, and you'll excuse me. There are men who are taking care of children who are not their own blood. They're taking care of them very well. But their own, very own blood, they don't know the last time they saw them. It is not late. If you hear my voice today, go and look for your son. Go and look for your daughter. Talk to them. Provide to them if you can. But if you have nothing to give them, life is not about money. Give them words of a father. Give them affirmation of a father. Guide them. Give them the best guidance. They can only get it from you, Father, because you cannot mislead them. You can only tell them the best. So they don't care of this father who came into their life who is taking good care of them. But they would want to hear your voice. They would want to listen to what you have to say. I want you to know that the plan of the enemy is to disempower the boy child. Disempower them in a manner that they don't know where they are coming from, where they are going, or whether they are gone. Because the devil came to kill and destroy. Okay? Build a relationship with your son. Because sons have no one to look after them. They need your hug. They need you to feel your hug as their father. They need you to communicate to them. They need you to go to collect them from school. Not every time, but once in a while. They want to feel your presence. When did you last talk to your son? When? Just when did you last talk to them? You have left all the duties to the mother. No wonder statistics say that 99%, 97% of the children out there say that they love their mothers so much than their own dads. Because dads have become so busy and forget their own kids. Some are so busy taking care of their side chicks children. They know actually almost everything about their children, but they don't know so much about their own blood. Congratulations to men out there who talk about their children, who their children come as first priority before any person out there. In as much as we behave like we don't understand what you are saying at that time, I am telling you, we regard you, men. When you tell me that the people who come first in my life are my children and my wife, in as much as we may not show it out, we respect you. We respect that because you are there for your children. Carry your names with dignity, as I said. There are only three commitments you fathers need to have. One commitment is commitment to family. Commitment to character is the next one. And that one, I regard it as, I pin it up there as the first one. Commitment to dignity. Are you a dignified father? Commitment to comrades. That will be the third one. With those three, you are good to go. So Dad, be a present father. Even as children come for the vacation, please create time for your daughter. Create time for your son. Talk to your son to father stories. Guide them. Tell them it is okay to cry. Tell them it is okay to express their emotions through crying. Tell them it is okay to be low. Tell them it is okay to be left by your girlfriend. Talk to them, okay? Don't assume. I'm looking at this program that is in our telecast nowadays at YouTube called Loyalty Test, and I'm left amazed of how much we failed as parents. Terribly in the sense that I listened to those young girls at the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years, and what took them to campus is relationship. You hear a young girl being asked, how long have you been courting? I mean, they are calling them couples. I always wonder whether they understand what couples are. And they say, yeah, we are couples. So how long have you been with this boy? 2 years. That girl, McHugh, is only 18 years. Parents, look at that program. It's called Loyalty Test. Really? A girl is 18 years, 19 years, 20 years, staying at the same hostel with with a boy, a boyfriend, the same house. What do two people, a man and a girl and a boy, or whichever way, a man and a lady, we all know what happens when you sleep in the same bed. So this is a married person, two married women, people, children, that you took to school thinking that they've gone to school to learn, to study. You thought whatever you had, but I don't know. Actually, that program, Imenimaliza Tusana, like, what they are doing there is nothing but just staying in the same house. Remember, you paid for a house. I believe every parent takes these children to the university when they are well planned for where the children will stay. But after 1 month, they cohabit. They want to stay now with the boy. By the time you realize it, they are pregnant. Even if they're not pregnant because they had them talk about, just go and check that program, loyalty test. They have they know what P2 is. So they are doing family planning in school. So by the time you realize it, your son, your daughter has not sat for the most units. So you think they are waiting for graduation? They will not graduate. They skipped all those units. Parents, let's be there for our children. Fathers, be making impromptu visits to your son. Not just because unawachunga, but be there for your son. Talk to them, show them love. Tell them that there's time for everything. Time and season for everything. They have no one to tell them. The society is telling them that utakaa namna gani bila chali, utakaa namna gani bila deni. You know, let's be there for them and God will bless us. There's a book by the name Daddy's Destiny by Simon Baby. When you get all of that book, kindly, I would recommend that you read it. It will show you so many responsibilities that a dad should have. I know you have tried fathers out there, but be men enough. I'll repeat, be men enough. It's not about money, it's not about how many cars you have, but it will be too bad if you lose your own soul, if you lose your only son, your only daughter, just because you are not present. Wacha wapotee ukijua you did your part. How about wakipotea when you have not done your bit? Kulea mtoto, it's not paying school fees, full school fees for 1 year. It is not that. It is more than that. Let's talk to them. As even they come this week, let's be there for them. Let's be passionate about it. And God will bless us. So bye for now. Kindly subscribe to this channel, like the video, and leave a sweet comment. I love you so much, and God loves you more. Bye bye.